if Bandai were to be the only option for Dragon Ball figures, that would drastically affect what I would, you know, buy, collect, and so on. Like, I really do not like Bandai at all. Like, I really do not want to be in a world where Bandai is the only thing making Dragon Ball figures, and it would just be really horrible, really super horrible to only have Bandai making Dragon Ball figures. Just really horrible, because they do a very poor job as far as artistic quality, pricing, and so on. Like, I'm tired of Bandai. I'm really tired of Bandai, and I would not like to see third-party stuff disappear. That would be super, super horrible. Alright guys, welcome back to the Dragon Ball figure recap. There's actually not that much news this week apart from Red Leaf Studio, so this might be the shortest recap in the history of the world, like since the dawn of humanity. Like, this really might be the shortest recap ever. Of course, I only started a few months ago, but you know, still a record, right? So first, of course, official SH Figuarts. I don't think Instamashi posted anything Dragon Ball related or nothing that was, you know, interesting to me. So first we have Bardock here on Premium Bandai. Pre-orders have closed for this. March 15th they closed, okay? So if you wanted that, your opportunity to get it from Premium Bandai has passed. As for Dodoria and Zarbon, it says pre-orders closed for them March 22nd, and today is March 20th, I believe, so you have 2 days to decide if you want that. Fusion Android 13, March 29th, so 9 days away, right, mathematically speaking. And they also have this Genki Damatsuri Goku, kind of like a lottery thing, where it says chance to buy drawing. So I guess you're paying $80 for the chance to buy. I would hope, like, I don't know how this works or whatever. I have no interest in this. But, you know, if you want to, you know, try to get this thing, win the Goku lottery or whatever, they do have this thing going on, okay? Now let's move on to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and so on. All right, so for figures on Amazon, you can find links for those in the description and on dbfigs.com. For figures on other websites like Best Buy and Barnes & Noble, GameStop, stuff like that, they will be tagged in the actual YouTube video, okay? So DAIMA Goku here, $35.99 being sold by Amazon. Not much of a sale. From $38 to $35.99, it says 5%, so nothing special going on there. Barnes & Noble also has it for $38, okay? And Barnes & Noble has free shipping on orders $50 or more, and you can pick it up in the store if it's available at your location or whatever, okay? And also, premium members get an additional 10% off and collect stamps to save with rewards. 10 stamps equals a $5 reward, all right? Mini Goku seems to be sold out from Amazon directly. I don't see Amazon.com selling him anymore, so I have to put him as out of stock on dbfigs.com, okay? Let's see here. For DAIMA Vegeta, I think he's also out of stock from Amazon. Like, they have third-party sellers like YesJack and stuff, but Amazon.com doesn't seem to be selling this directly anymore, so that also has to be marked out of stock on dbfigs.com. But Barnes & Noble does have it for $38. And yeah, so if you want this Vegeta, if you want it from Amazon, third-party sellers is the only way to go, it seems right now. Barnes & Noble does have it though, okay? For Mini Vegeta, being sold by Amazon, $27.47 is the, like, you know, listed price. But I have a coupon offer for $19.22, which I think is a very good price for this. If you want it, that would be probably a good price to, you know, get right there, okay? And Best Buy has it for $34.95, okay? So, like, you know, the regular retail price, nothing special there, but you might prefer to buy from Best Buy than Amazon, so yeah. DAIMA Piccolo is being sold by Amazon as well, of course. $65.96, 12% off. Not much of a sale, but I think the last time I saw this, it was like $68, so it is a bit less than before, okay? And Mini Piccolo, Mini DAIMA Piccolo, the listed price from Amazon is $46.65, but I do have a coupon offer for $32.65, which I think is a very solid price for this, as I've said before. If you want that, I think that is a very good deal right there. Okay, a very fair price. Glorio, of course, being released on April 10th, 2026, $95.27. Has to go on sale, has to go on clearance. No chance that this is not going on sale. I think it's pretty much impossible for that to not go on sale. Like, who's buying this? Who's actually buying this for $95.27? Who is purchasing this? Seriously. Anyways, Shenron 120. Okay, he's available from Amazon right now. All right. And GameStop also has him here for $119.99, but it says that ship to home is not available. Same day delivery is. Okay. And I think they have free shipping on orders 79 plus, although that is delivery though. So it says $10.99 for the delivery. So yeah, okay, so yeah, $10.99 for delivery. I don't know if they have like a free threshold for delivery or not. Probably not, considering this is like $120 and it doesn't have free shipping. So $10.99 delivery on that, okay? And they used to have a like zip pay in installments thing available for this, but I haven't seen it since I think last week or something. Proud Namekian Piccolo being sold by Amazon. This will be released on August 14th, 2026, $105.25. Has to go on sale as well. That price, I don't know why. Why Piccolo? Like, why Piccolo? You know, no other figure has this insane of a jump, you know, so I don't know why they've done that to Piccolo right there. And then Frieza First Form with the Pod being reissued on November 14th, 2026, $98, okay. Boy from the Future Trunks, $77.59, being released on July 14th, 2026. And Infinite Latent Superpower Trunks is being reissued, being released on October 23rd, 2026, being sold by Amazon here for $38. And Barnes & Noble also has it for $35, but this is currently in stock. Okay, it's not a pre-order. So if you want this Trunks right now, Barnes & Noble is the better option, because Amazon, you got to wait till like October or whatever, right? And then for Krillin, the Earth's Strongest Man figures being reissued as well, $65, being released on August 14th, 2026. And also I wanted to mention, if you want to see like the full like Amazon SHF release schedule, like the calendar for them, that is on dbfigs.com as well, okay? It's called the SHF release schedule in the menu navigation thing. Games Begin Goku being sold by Amazon right here, $38 in stock, of course. And this is also being reissued according to Instamashi, I believe in October. As for Gohan, the warrior who surpassed Goku, he is sold out from Amazon.com directly, as far as I can tell. Couldn't find it from them, but Barnes & Noble does still have him for $65, okay? And as I said before, this is going to get free shipping because it's $50. It's above $50, so free shipping on that right there. Dangerous Pride Vegeta, being released on June 29th, 2026. Okay, $38 from Amazon.com. And then the 2.0 version, basically, I don't see this being sold by Amazon.com directly. So I think this is already marked as out of stock on dbfigs.com, but I'll double check. So yeah, you can't get it from Amazon directly right now, but Barnes & Noble does have it in stock for $35. Pick up in store. Free shipping if you get, you know, above the $50 threshold, and so on, if you want like more than one figure or whatever. And Kind-Hearted Saiyan is being released on July 30th, 2026, being sold by Amazon.com. Saiyan Raised on Earth is currently in stock, of course. This had a really great sale probably a few weeks ago, like $24.99, I think, or something like that. Right now it's $31.15, which is still a pretty good price for this. I think, as I've said before, I think the like, you know, $35 to $40 SHF figures basically have pretty good prices. But when you get above that threshold, it's like you get into like the rip-off territory, you know. Imperfect Cell is being sold by Amazon here, $77.59. And as I said before, I think the sculpt of this figure is very, very good. If it had great shading, I think it's probably pretty much perfect, you know. No pun intended. Super Saiyan 3 Goku. This is being sold by GameStop, okay? $61.99 or $58.89 for pros. And you can pay in installments as low as $16.50. And I assume, of course, some terms and stuff apply to that. And Barnes & Noble actually still has, they have Majin Buu, the SHF Majin Buu. Of course, remember when I first started the recap, I think the very first week, this was in stock at Amazon. Then the next week it was gone, but Barnes & Noble does have it, $80. I have this figure myself. I do think that sculpt-wise, this is a pretty solid Majin Buu. It looks like him, like, I mean, pretty good. If it had like really great shading, I think it'd probably be pretty much perfect. So this is actually a really solid figure, artistically speaking. Price tag should be lower, but what do you expect from Bandai, right? So pick up in store option right there, $50. It's above the $50 threshold, so free shipping on that as well. And then Blue Vegeta right here, Unwavering Saiyan Pride. This is in stock, being sold by Amazon. This one keeps going like in stock, out of stock, in stock, out of stock, I think. So it might go out of stock again, I don't know. But yeah, $34.99, pretty solid figure. The face sculpts on this are better than a lot of the other stuff Bandai has made, in my opinion, you know. And Barnes & Noble also has it for $38 right here, okay. And then Fully Power Broly, Super Saiyan Fully Power Broly, being reissued on April 30th, 2026, so being sold by Amazon.com. I do plan to get this myself because I think I've mentioned this before. I want to, like, you know, do some like Dragon Ball Super Broly movie stuff. Dragon Ball Super Broly. Yeah, Dragon Ball Super Broly movie stuff. Yeah, I want to do some of that stuff, like, you know, as far as figures go and stuff. So I do want to get this when it's released. And then the Red Goku here, being released on September 15th, 2026, sold by Amazon.com, $38. They have the blue version as well, of course, Blue Power Transcending Limits, same price, $38. October 14th, 2026 is the release date for this one. And Barnes & Noble has the 2.0, you know, Super Broly movie version of Goku here for $38 in stock right now. And GameStop has Goku Black. Okay, so if you want the Goku Black, the 2.0 Goku Black, that is available here. $37.99, $36.09 for pros. It says zip or pay in installments as low as $10.50. Okay, so yeah, and I think, oh, so it says zip or pay in installments. So I guess the pay in installments thing is not through zip. I'm not sure. I thought the pay in installments thing was zip, but it says zip or pay in installments. So I don't know how that works, but if you're interested in that, either the zip or the pay in installments thing, you can of course check that out and see what's going on there. And GT Kid Goku in stock from Amazon. This has been in stock for, man, probably years, right? Probably been in stock for years. This is right from years ago, right? So $48.06, being sold by Amazon.com. And I guess, you know, this figure might be an example of why they don't do many GT figures, because it's probably not as popular as like Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball Z. But to be fair, I mean, as far as GT goes, they don't really do like, you know, bangers all the time. Like, they don't do like Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. They don't do like Omega Shenron, Baby Vegeta. Like, those are like the hard hitters from GT, in my opinion, you know. And then Super 17, they really botched that release and made him look really small and frail, when in the actual anime, he looked like way taller than Goku, I think. So they really just botched it. I really don't like how Bandai often makes figures like too small and stuff. It's just, stop doing that, dude. Just make it look how it should look. Like even Recoome from the Ginyu Force. Recoome should be like super tall, like a giant. He's literally a giant, actually. In real life, he'd be like a giant, you know? So they don't make the figures big enough oftentimes, and just, it's very, very annoying to see. But yeah, so this is in stock from Amazon, $48.06. And Barnes & Noble also has it right here for $54. Of course, free shipping on that, since it is above the $50 threshold, okay? Now, let's move on to the third-party stuff, which will probably be like just mostly Red Leaf Studios. Alright, so Zealous Zenkai posted this. I think this was probably like, I think it was after I posted last week's recap, or it could have been like while I was recording it or something, like sometime on Friday. I think this was last Friday. Around the time that the whole, you know, third-party crackdown thing was really, you know, going on very strongly. They said what was supposed to be a fun reveal and surprise is turning into a little bit of a dilemma. To those who have been asking and those who have been wondering, yes, Unrelenting Monster is set to release very soon, and I was set to show off some posed shots with it. I still am. Pre-orders were supposed to go up this month. Now with recent events, and Unrelenting Monster is their Broly, I believe, the Broly Headsculpt stuff, right? Now, with recent events, finding vendors and securing vendor deals have been proving difficult for third parties, leading to somewhat of a halt to funding and production for third parties because of vendors and factories becoming apprehensive over here. With that being said, I'm still going to post the images when I'm able to, for the simple purpose of just having fun with the headsets. But it was supposed to go hand in hand with pre-order links going up. From what I'm told, they're still working on a way to have ways to purchase, just things might have to be presented a different way. I don't anticipate fan-made designs being affected either, just depictions of established and owned characters, okay? So, yeah, I mean, I guess it's not surprising. As I said, last week, the current, or the most recent Bandai, I guess, attack in a sense, or crackdown on third-party stuff seems to have been more impactful than past situations like this that I've heard of, or at least one that I know of in 2019 that I saw online. So, as I said last week as well, I don't know how this will affect third-party figures in general, although it seems that the primary targets were LS Studio and Black Hole Toys. Other studios have been, releasing information that seems to, indicate that they've also been affected in some way, even if not directly. The event itself or the situation itself might be affecting the entire third-party industry. You understand what I'm saying? So we'll talk about that a bit later as well, because another studio has released information that was quite troubling to me and disappointing for me personally. We'll talk about that in a bit. So this is what Zealous Zenkai posted. And then they also posted this right here. This is Baby Vegito Black. And this set, it says, is set to include 2 hair sculpts, 5 face carvings, 5 pairs of hand gestures, 2 energy effects, okay? And they said, I will note this picture is technically old. The studio does tend to go back and change designs or aspects they don't like. Therefore, things are subject to change. And I think this looks pretty good. Looks pretty cool to me. I like the sculpt of the face there. It looks very sharp and stuff like that. It's of course a fuzzy image, but I think this looks pretty good. And I like the shape of the body, the sculpt of the body as well. I think that all looks pretty cool. And here you see the like energy effects there. I think they're what, swords? Let me see. Does it say 2 energy effects, sword and other? So I don't know. These look the same to me. So I don't know what they mean by other. Like, are these just 2 swords or are these the other? I assume this is like, the energy blade kind of stuff that like Goku Black does, and Vegito even does something very similar. But I don't know if the sword is this or an actual like blade, like an actual steel or metal sword like how Trunks has. I don't think he has one of those, so I'm assuming this is that. I don't know what the other stuff is, okay? And this is an image. This is it without like, the extra information on the screen there. Just a clearer view of it, right? You see? So yeah, if you want to see that. Okay. Looks pretty cool to me, I would say. And then they also posted this, and it says potential new color variant for Unrelenting Monster pencil holder. They didn't say much or clarify. Anyways, it's late. Bye for now. Green set post will be up soon once I finish wrapping things up. Okay, so this is potentially, they say, like the blue version. It looks kind of translucent, I guess. Okay. And then Living Luke Store posted this, saying this item is discontinued and will not be restocked. So Majin Vegeta, the Black Hole Toys Majin Vegeta figures, seem to be just completely dead in the water. It is possible, I guess, they could, return with a different name or something. I don't know. Start the bareheaded stuff. Although I did see someone online saying that like Black Hole Toys is being sued, so it's possible that that might not happen. Okay, so yeah, I mean, if you do have the Ultra Ego stuff, as I said last week, might make sense to try to get these or get one of these or whatever if they're still available anywhere. I don't know. I don't know if Kang or Treasure Toys has this. I don't think so, but I can double check. We will double check in the AliExpress section, okay? So they also said right here, this item will not be reissued. Please kindly cancel your order if you have already placed one. Thank you for your understanding and continuous support. All right. And continuing now with Red Leaf Studios, Zella Senkai posted this, an image of the green Super Saiyan Broly hair sculpt right there. And the color, of course, looks much better than the previous one that was like kind of like a minty kind of color. I still think personally that the sculpt should be a bit like pointier, like it looks a bit, you know, rounded or soft. But once again, I don't know if this is like windswept or not. I just like, I'm not, as I said before as well, I don't really plan to get this because I'm not working on anything right now with the Dragon Ball Super manga, so I don't really need this for anything. But if I was like interested in getting this, I would rather if the hair, like the bangs or whatever, the hair pieces were pointier. But of course, like if they are pointier, it could, I guess, you know, poke you and stuff like that. Although I believe this is a soft material, so that really shouldn't be an issue. So yeah, I do wish that the sculpt had the hair like more like spiky looking, because in the manga his hair was like more spiky, you know. But yeah, let's move on now. Same thing here, just a clearer view of it without all the other information on the screen. Okay. And I will say as well, I like how Red Leaf Studios is actually showing like products, like an actual colored product, before they even have pre-orders. Okay, because as I said last week, I believe, too many studios, I mean basically all of them, like most of them, you know, they have this thing where they take pre-orders and all you have are like renders or gray things with no color and stuff. Like, I want to see an actual prototype. I want to see an actual product first. That's what I want to see. Basically like how Bandai does, right? Bandai doesn't show you a render of Bardock and take pre-orders, right? They show you an actual product. Of course, you can't trust that the quality they show you there is what you're going to get in your mailbox. But I do prefer when companies actually show you a prototype product first, okay, so you can see what the product should be looking like, right? And then you can get the pre-orders based on that instead of based on renders and stuff like that. Because of course with renders, oftentimes with renders, the final product doesn't look as good as the renders. And even as far as prototypes go with like Dragon Ball, for example, the final product sometimes doesn't look as good as the prototype, you know what I mean? So it's kind of unfortunate in that regard. I wish, like, say Bandai, for example, would just make the figure look like the prototype, right? Like Charlotte, he should look like what you showed in the images. Of course, they always have the disclaimer, oh, this is a prototype, final product may vary or be different or whatever, but make the same quality you're showing there, mass produce that. Don't mass produce garbage, okay? Continuing now, and then Zella Senkai posted this, saying time for a rematch, and of course this is Super Saiyan 3 Goku from the Fusion Reborn movie, okay, when he fought Janemba. And this right here, we're going to get to Janemba in a moment. I also want to mention this. Korea News posted this, saying that Ruth products, like Tonsen products, are now paused. It says news as of March 19th. Ruth products are now paused and will be waiting for new product batches date for overseas. We will update on the situation more soon, but at the moment, the product for overseas is paused right now, okay? So I would assume this is in relation to the whole Bandai cracking down on third parties thing. What Zella Senkai mentioned before about, let's see here, finding vendors and securing vendor deals have been proving difficult for third parties, right? So I think what Bandai has done recently might have really affected more than just Black Gold Toys. And I'm honestly, personally, if this really does spell like bad news in a sense for third party stuff, I'd be personally very disappointed and very upset. I'm not upset at Bandai because of like enforcing their copyright, like as a principle or whatever, but I despise Bandai so much. I despise their prices so much. I despise their business model so much that if Bandai were to be the only option for Dragon Ball figures, that would drastically affect what I would, you know, buy, collect, and so on. Like, I really do not like Bandai at all. Like, I really do not want to be in a world where Bandai is the only thing making Dragon Ball figures and there's no third party or whatever, like, I really would not like to see that. Like, that would just be so horrible. So horrible. So I'm personally hoping that these third party companies or whatever can, you know, release the products, get the figures, whatever. They're 99%, a lot of them better than SH Figuarts, okay? Like, for example, the Recustom Vegeta Headsculpts, I'm looking forward to those. Wild Suppression Studios Vegeta, I'm looking forward to that. Red Leaf Studios Janemba, looking forward to that. If Tonsen makes their sell, I'm looking forward to that. There are a few things that I'm really personally looking forward to, and it would just be really horrible, really super horrible to only have Bandai making Dragon Ball figures. Just really horrible, because they do a very poor job as far as artistic quality, pricing, and so on. Like, I'm tired of Bandai. I'm really tired of Bandai, and I would not like to see third-party stuff disappear. That would be super horrible. Just thinking about it is like, oh, just upsetting. So anyways, Zealous Senkai posted this right here. This is a new render, a new look at Red Leaf Studios Janemba. And honestly, like, this looks crazy good. Crazy good. If the actual figure, the actual plastic product can capture this kind of artistic feeling, this really might be the best looking Dragon Ball figure of all time. Like, it's really very possible. Like, this is actually like really crazy stuff. Really crazy. It just looks crazy. Now, the only thing that I'm confused about is this area right here. Like, it looks like there's a hole there or something. Like, is that, like, what is that? Is that like some kind of like ab crunch or articulation piece or something? That is the only thing that looks a bit off to me. So I'm not sure why there's this like kind of hole or gap there. I would like to see, I mean, of course, this is like super shadows, silhouettes and stuff. So it might just be because of the way the image is, you know, filtered or edited or whatever, or presented. But yeah, I mean, apart from that though, this looks absolutely crazy. Yeah. And of course, I mean, if they were to make a figure that looked like this, right? Let's get a clearer view here. It says, to all those who always supported and believed in the studio's progress, this is for you. Red Leaf thanks you greatly. And then without all the other stuff on it here, like, I don't expect this to have crazy shading. If it did have crazy shading, this would make basically every other Dragon Ball figure ever made look like complete and utter garbage. Like, I'm just being honest. Like, this would be like, imagine like a you know, $1,000 statue, but as a figure. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of the realm this would be approaching if this is what they produce. Like, this is crazy stuff, man. This is really crazy stuff. Very crazy stuff. So I don't know. We'll have to see if there's any update about how the physical thing will look, if they change anything. This, as I said, this is the only thing that kind of bothers me here. This, like, you know, I don't know what is going on there. It's like a massive belly, but like a belly canyon. You know, it's not a belly button, it's a belly canyon. But yeah, this looks crazy good, man. So yeah, all right. And I want to mention this. I wonder if it's something like this. You see how the Storm Arena Baki has this like ab cut right here? I don't know if it's something similar to that they're trying. It could be something similar to this. I'm not sure. But that's the only thing I could kind of think of that might be similar to this. But yeah, so Red Leaf, man. I mean, Red Leaf, as I said, you know, Red Leaf is just like vastly improved. This is even night and day compared to the second Janemba version they showed, and I liked how that looked. But this is another level. I think this is another level of stuff right here. Now let's move on to AliExpress, where we will be checking, of course, to see whether Treasure Toys or Kang have that Majin Vegeta. All right, so I did not see the Majin Vegeta figures on either Kang or Treasure Toys, okay? But Treasure Toys, of course, has this DF Goku here. And for all these figures that I show you, you can find links in the description and on dbfigs.com, okay? And of course, links to Treasure Toys store and Kang store are in the description as well. So they have the DF Goku figure right here. And remember as well, I forgot to mention too, there are tons more figures than what I'm going to show you in the recap here. I'm just going to highlight some stuff, but on dbfigs.com, you can find like way more stuff. And of course, you can go directly to the stores, but like, as you would know if you used AliExpress before, the stores are not very well organized. They're kind of like jumbled, scattered, like they have like DF, Tonsen, just random stuff all over the place. But on dbfigs.com, it's all like very neatly organized. So you can, if you're looking for something, you can find it very, you know, neatly and stuff like that. All right. So yeah, this right here, $46.84. You can get $3 off, $15 or more. Release date for this, I don't know. I think DF said like Q2 or something, but you know, with third-party stuff, do not take what they say as like a guarantee. All right. And Kang has the Moro figures, both A and B here, and it says buy now. So I've never seen a review of B. I didn't see a review of that. Someone might have reviewed it. I don't know. It might be out. I guess it's out because they have the box there. But of course, the price is being absolutely scalped. $92 right there. Let's see. What is this one? 92. Yeah, so they're both for like 92. Okay. So if you want this, of course, LS Studio. I don't know if they're being sued, like allegedly Black Hole Toys is being sued. I don't know if that's true or not either, by the way. I just saw someone say that on Reddit, I think. So yeah, I mean, if you want this, it's here, okay? I mean, Bandai's probably going to make this probably in like, let's say a year or 2 years, something, you know, that kind of time period for the whole Dragon Ball Super Galactic Patrol thing. Or, you know, a very similar figure, of course. And Kang also has the future Gohan here up for pre-order. According to them, I believe this is supposed to be shipping in May. Okay, so March, April, May, so like 2 months from now, basically. Okay, if you want this, you can get $9 off right now, as at least I can. Bring that down to $71, which is, I believe, like basically the best price I've seen this, you know, available for anywhere. Like most stores that I saw, as far as I recall, were just completely scalping the snot out of this. Okay, so yeah, the best price I've personally seen, as far as I know, or as far as I can recall. Treasure Toys also has it here, but their price is higher than Kang's. They have it for $88.67. You can also get the $9 off here, but I mean, 80 compared to 88. I mean, you know, this is obviously a much better price right here, okay? At Kang's, you know, compared to Treasure Toys. Kang also has the Air OQ Ultra Ego Vegeta stuff, but they only have version C and version B. The, like, you know, the A version is completely gone, so there's that. But if you want any of these, I would recommend getting them as soon as possible, because I expect scalpers to absolutely just, you know, just scalp this into oblivion, okay? And Treasure Toys also has it, but they only have the version B available, okay? So the other two versions are gone. Their price is slightly lower than Kang, but not a drastic difference, okay? And you can get $3 off of both of them according to what the offer that I have here. The Black Hole Toys, like Omni Goku stuff based on Anime War by Mastar Media, they all, both of them have these as well. Let's see, Black Hole Toys has the A and B versions, but let's see here, they also have this torso thing, but Treasure Toys only has the A and B versions. They don't have the torso thing. So I don't know why they're not selling that, but I mean, I wouldn't buy just a torso. It's basically like a legendary Super Saiyan Goku torso. It'd probably make more sense to buy like an unofficial legendary Super Saiyan Goku figure than to just buy a torso, you know what I mean? For like a similar price. And the ZH Studio Gogeta Headsculpts are in stock at Kang, shipping actively, okay? So if you want these, they are available. If you have Tonsen, I don't see the point. If you have DF, it would make more sense. And Treasure Toys also has them, but theirs says pre-order, so I don't know if they have them in stock or not. Kang actually posted saying they have them in stock. Treasure Toys, I'm not sure, okay? And then the Dimensionia Goku Black figures are up for pre-order at Kang's store as well. These are basically an alternative to Vital Forge, okay? I think I kind of prefer these to Vital Forge, you know? But they're just renders at the end of the day. We haven't seen, like, you know, an actual colored prototype yet, so can't really say for sure. And the Air Goku accessory pieces, I think Kang said these are supposed to be available like by the end of this month or something. I think I mentioned it last week. It might be the end of this month, I think. Could be wrong, but soon. It says coming soon, right? So these are just some crossed arms and like the Super Saiyan 2 torn gi accessory stuff for Games Begin Goku, all right? Then the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta by Tonsen, of course, as we saw earlier, this has been delayed for overseas shipping, so I don't know what exactly that means for the future of this figure and getting this figure if you're in America or the UK and so on, okay? But Kang does have it up for pre-order right now, and Treasure Toys also has it up for pre-order. And Treasure Toys also recently listed this like Jesse custom Ultra Instinct stuff, black hair and white hair, but they only have like 3 expressions, and like, so it's not really interesting to me. But if you like this stuff, then that is available. And they also have this DL custom. It says Black Hole Toys there. I don't know why, but I believe this is DL custom, like a head sculpt or accessory set for the Goku Black SH Figuarts figure. And I guess it can be used on other figures too. Not sure what that is right there, that combination there. But yeah. So yeah, guys, that is it for the Dragon Ball figure recap. Be sure to subscribe if you want to stay updated, and check out dbfigs.com to make collecting a much less stressful experience. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.